Good morning. Been up a good while today. Woke up before 2 and got up a little bit after 2. The title for today is Listening to That Still Small Voice. With the cacophony of noises surrounding us and the plethora of observation points in every direction, it's easy to forget where our most important answers are found. The cry of the people, conscious or unconscious, is for peace, for reunion with our essence that will unlock our potential and satisfy our cry. Indeed, more than only the cry of our heart, when we are able to shut out the world, even for short periods, we give ourselves the opportunity to listen to that still small voice, the voice of the divine that is in us all. Some deep meditation this morning and words of reassurance that led to that blurb, and of course the title. Sometimes in meditation, all I hear is my cry for justice, my longing for peace, and the strong desire for freedom. And yet, as I experience life, and I know I'm not alone in this, I feel the strong pull of the matrix. In court yesterday, I had laid out a plan of questions to ask, the answers to which would have basically boxed in the court, the judge, the whole issue. And my intent was to move for dismissal, which I actually did move for dismissal, but I didn't have all the ammunition because the matrix system, if you're courteous in court, which it's hard for me not to be courteous. If you're courteous, you're not setting the stage. They are. I set the stage beforehand. But in the flow of conversation, that wasn't the purpose. It wasn't the purpose to decide the thing yesterday. It was the purpose, I guess, to get me to the next step, to the next level, which they accomplished. And as I shared with some friends yesterday, it's overwhelming. Hey, I'm not alone, am I? It's overwhelming for all of us. We all have our issues that we have to go through. And the world makes a lot of noise and gives us a lot of things to look at, a lot of images, a lot of issues that need to be dealt with, a lot of problems, obstacles that seem to stand in the way of what we really would like to achieve. I think most of us ultimately would simply like to be left alone. But we're not left alone in this world. When I say left alone, I mean, I don't want to be by myself. That's not what I mean by left alone. I mean, don't have other people interfering in my life and trying to coerce me or cajole me or move me in a direction that's not my direction. And yet, as I listen this morning to that still small voice, I get reassured again that the truth will set me free. It's all about living in truth, telling the truth. What do I feel? What's going on with me? What's happening in my life, in my world? Tell the truth. We're so trained by this world not to tell the truth. Everything is geared toward withholding of truth, toward deception, outright fraud in many cases. That's the matrix, folks. That's the world that we co-created and that we're part of, and we're participating in this whole drama as it unfolds and moves towards its completion, rapidly so. Rapidly so. I get the reassurance that step by step, day by day, I'm going to be able to extricate myself from the quagmire, the morass of these legal issues that I've been working with now for 7 years. 7 years next month. It starts the 8th year, the end of July. I'm a month from now, so it's 1 month shy of completing 7 full years. And in many respects, I don't seem any closer than I was 7 years ago. And yet I know that's not true, because the still small voice reassures me. Ron, it's all going to work out. It's all going to be fine. The truth really does set you free. And you've been willing to tell the truth. And everybody that's willing to tell the truth will be liberated, will be set free. That's the message I get from Spirit. It's not about having the right answers or the right religion or the right political point of view. It's about telling the truth. That's what the still small voice insists on in me. Don't put on a mask. Don't pretend it's different than it is. Be authentic. Be genuine. Tell the truth. Tell people the truth. Tell yourself the truth. You've lied to yourself a lot. And when you lie to yourself, you automatically misrepresent yourself to others. And that's a lie to others. Tell the truth. That's what the still small voice says in me. We all look for the kingdom of heaven out there. We all look for peace out there. But Spirit's saying, Ron, look inside. The kingdom of heaven is in you. I felt it this morning in meditation. I felt it as answers were coming on what my next step needs to be. Clarity again. Clarity again. I move from the place of being overwhelmed and confused to the place of clarity. And then I go back into the place of overwhelmed and confused again and back to clarity. It's a process, line upon line, here a little, there a little. But every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and we end up finding our way home by grace, through faith, because we don't give up. We keep pressing on. Yes, there are people that will disagree with us. Yes, there are people that will push our buttons. Yes, there are situations that seem insurmountable. All of that is true. All of that is true, and we feel it. We feel it deep in our soul. We feel it deep in the soul of the collective soul of humanity. We all feel it, folks. It's there for all of us, and it is ours. And Spirit says, Ron, keep doing what you're doing. Keep taking it one step at a time. Keep receiving. Each day you're going to receive a little bit more. Keep receiving. Keep sharing. Keep telling people to look up and to look within. Look up in the sense that God is above us, and yet within, because God is also within us. Out there and in here. And ultimately, we reach a place where the opposites merge. The inner and the outer become one. The ego and the higher self are joined. Conjoined in a marriage that is everlasting. A marriage that is powerful. It's the marriage that takes place in your own soul and mind, inside of us, deep inside of us, where we become unified, even in a world of duality, a dualistic world where opposites conflict instead of dance. I feel today the Spirit. Yes, I wish it was all over as far as the continuing battle, and somebody says, stop battling. No. Until you achieve peace, the battle continues. And it is a battle. In duality, it's the battle. But the dance is taking that battle and embracing it. And then the battle becomes a dance. The duel becomes a dance. And it's a dance of life. It's a dance of opposites. Challenging? Indeed it is. Very challenging. Not going to lie to you. I haven't so far, and I don't intend to. Now that doesn't mean that in any given moment my truth might not be the whole truth, and therefore in higher reality a lie, but it's not an intentional lie. Recognize that in everyone. Sometimes people tell you what they believe is true, and they're telling the truth. It's their truth. It may not be the whole truth and nothing but the truth, but it's the best that they can do right now. Let's give grace to each other, folks. Let's be merciful and kind. Please, together we're going to do this. Together we're going to rise up and we're going to create peace on earth. And it all begins by listening to that still small voice and recognizing the divine in me is also the divine in you, and is also the divine in all creation, everyone and everything. Because ultimately, there is only one God, one Creator and Lord of us all, in us all, through us all, and standing by us all. Namaste. Thank you for listening.